Good morning, lacrosse friends. It is varying times of the morning, depending where you are, of course. Here in Radotín, Czech Republic, it is 10 a.m., and we are underway with the first game of the final day, day 4 of the Ebox Invitational. I am Steven Stamp, pleased to be bringing you this game between the Sweden club from Sweden, with the ball right now going left to right, wearing the black with the white skulls on their jerseys and shorts and things. And going right to left, Ireland wearing their green with the orange and white trim. Sweden gets the first possession but misses on the shot, so Ireland will get their first chance. The starting goalies on our left is Richard Zeidlitz. He and Kurt Kinney have been generally often alternating quarters, or I believe their last game, Kinney started, Zeidlitz came in for the second and third quarter, and then Kinney went back for the fourth. They've also been playing for Norway, who didn't have any goaltenders available, and Kinney is actually coaching the Norwegian team. That shot goes wide. The Irish will get it back. And that is an 88 right there. That's Taylor Wallace wearing the 88. It is a 58 with some white tape because they have an 88 already on the roster, or 58 already in Brendan Farrell. So the 58 with the tape is Taylor Wallace. He's gone back to play defense as Sweden gets the ball back. At the other end, Tanner Fetch starting for Ireland. They've generally been going goalie for half a game, then switching. Usually Fetch starting for the first half, and then Sean Murphy coming in for the second. Sweden moving in for their first look as they kind of turned the ball over the last time they had it. There's a shot by Jimmy Blomgren. Blomgren had a big tournament at the Euros last year for Sweden. Definitely a good shooter. Terrific creator out on the floor. Wallace went back and played a defensive shift, will now come on forward. Probably see a little more of that, a little more comfort today as the temperature is definitely cooler. Not so much sun. It's been very hot the last couple days. A few fakes. And ultimately deciding not to shoot was David Hammond. He scored the winner in yesterday's thriller. That's Drew Zadek taking that shot. That's wide. It was right at the shot clock expiration time. Just trying to make sure that he got one on. He wasn't able to. But so yeah, Hammond plays both ends of the floor. Had a terrific game yesterday, including the big winner in the final minute of play. There's a shot from the outside, but Joni Alvanti can't find the range. He gets Tanner Fetch right in the middle of the chest protector. Blomgren tosses it up top. Frederick Larson, number 94, is the captain. And Fetch has a bit of a chop, misses the ball, but does come up with it. The long outlet pass just a little too far for Garrod Dunbar, the captain of this Ireland squad. Alternate captains are Sean Gibson and Brendan Farrell. There's another save by Fetch. That one off the stick of Henrik Thunberg. Thunberg gets it back, though, and Sweden has some more time. There's a delayed penalty coming to the Irish. That shot's going to go off the post, and they say get up and out of play. So Sweden will get the ball. Zeidlitz will go back to his net, and the Swedes will go to the man advantage. It's an illegal substitution penalty against Ireland. Larson up at the top. Blomgren gives him the ball. It's a colorful combination over on the far side. Nice screen by Thunberg, the man with the purple socks and lime green / yellow tights. Thunberg rips a sidearm, but right on Fetch. Ball scooped up by Zadek. And he's going to make the simple outlet pass. Switch stance a couple times. Just throw the forecheck off. And then gets it ahead. And Will Mahan runs it up over center. Now he'll give it up. The Irish penalty killer's getting out on the floor. I am Steven Stamp. This is, as I mentioned, day 4 of Ebox here at Radotín. I don't think anybody's complaining. About a little cloud and some cooler temperatures. Rikard Forsberg, one of the many Swedish players wearing the Trey Kroner helmet, will hand it off, and the offense goes back to work on the power play. Joni Alvanti quarterbacking this time as they go with 3 lefts. Thunberg lost the handle. Nobody seems to see where it is, and then it's scooped up by Connor Dockery. He loses possession, and it's grabbed by Larson, and a fresh 30, and a chance. Oh, they decide to turn back out. Charlie Lesage didn't have a great chance, but created one, passing it across, and a lovely finish. Frederick Larson takes the pass. Good decision by Lesage. And then tosses it back up to Blomgren, who immediately moves it on to Larson, who slipped into the back door behind the defenders, and makes it 1-0 for Sweden. So we're back to even strength. 4:23 into the game. Mahan and Marcus Lind for Sweden, the face-off men. Mahan kicks it ahead and goes after it. It's Lind that will come up with it. A lot of forecheck pressure. Sweden's going to have a tough time getting over to the center in the 10-second count. Oh, they just make it. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. Nice shoulder shrug save by Fetch. Ball still loose. A couple of Swedes going after it. Larson's the closest one. Or sorry, Thunberg getting in there. Yalvanti tries to get it. Good hustle work by Zadek to come up with the ball. Just butts his way in there, literally. And comes up with possession, runs over center. Zadek had 7 goals, I believe it was, yesterday in the 23-20 thriller of an Irish win. Almost became a tie, but there was a crease call that looked very close. The video proved that it was a perfect call. That shot goes off the helmet of a Sweden defender, so Ireland gets it back, but the toe of Ian McShane was just on the crease line before the ball went in. Ireland regains possession. They've got 18 left on the shot clock. Hammond tries to pass it over to Gibson. Managed to pick it up even when it was low, and Hammond's going to take a shot that was wide. Kim Bergstrom gets it over center and hands it off. Lesage leaves it for Blomgren and gets it Blomgren gets it back, now gives it back to him. They go back door, quick stick. Precision passing and the lovely finish. Not much chance for Fetch on that one. He's got the U-Hawk on the helmets. Would be fun to see from his angle, but you can see from our angle, that's a perfect pass by Blomgren. And just a nice job by Marcus Lind to tuck it home. Lind scores the goal, so he gets the face-off as a break. And out comes Frederick Larson, the captain. He and Mahan scramble. Mahan back through the legs, flips it back over his back, but none of his teammates there to grab it. Oh, errant pass. Oh, but Zadek felt a little pressure and went up giving the ball away. And Zadek wants somebody to get up there for him to pass to. Wasn't much help. Lesage feeds it through the middle, a bounce shot. Yalvanti didn't have much time and wasn't able to get it on target. It bounces up and out of play right down below us. Here comes Brendan Taylor Wallace. May call him Brendan Farrell once or twice. Gibson is going to shoot far side. That's a little bit wide. It's going to stay in play. Will it get over and back? It might not. Oh, it does. Excellent effort. But Andrew Polkinghorn wasn't able to flick it back over his head. You have to jump from your own side, the offensive side of the center line there, get the ball in the air and flick it back so that you're not in contact with the floor. While you're in contact with the ball has to, if the ball touches down or your foot or any part of your body, that's an over and back. Lynn spinning around behind, Dockery on him, gets a little help there. And eventually the ball grabbed by Nick Blackwell. Blackwell under some forecheck pressure from Lynn. Dockery sets a nice solid pick. Not moving, he was standing dead still, just giving him a good push. Blackwell still with it. He's happy to hand it off to an offensive player. And there's Brendan Farrell. He is the one wearing the different jersey, the Irish jersey, as opposed to the Islanders one. And that somehow sneaks through. Gibson's shot from the top. Didn't really see the hole it found, but it gets its way through Richard Zeidlitz. We'll take a look at the replay. It looks like a bit of a bouncer. Still hard to see, but Gibson obviously liked what he saw, took the chance, and rips that one home. First goal of the day for Ireland. They go pull within 2-1. Mahan clamps on, pulls it out. If you're used to watching National Lacrosse League, the rule is not the same here off the face-off. You can carry the ball in the back of your stick as long as you want. As long as it pops out on the first time you try to pop it out of the stick, as long as it releases, you're okay. If it stays in the stick, then it's a turnover. Big battle for that loose ball. Hammond couldn't quite get it. Zadek almost had it. Now he does. Flicks a backhand pass. They're down to 3 seconds on the shot clock after all that scrambling after the loose ball. And now there's a penalty coming, holding to Sweden. So the Irish have earned a power play from their hard battle up front. Blaise Gros-Louis heads to the box. Oh, sorry. That's actually Peter Soderstrom in the box. Hammond at the top of the power play to Zadek. Gibson is down on the backdoor crease, just waiting with the stick raised. Wallace opts for the sidearm shot off the arm of Zeidlitz and back out. Hammond across to Zadek. Polkinghorn walks out, spins, decides to hand it off to Hammond. Hammond likes the shot, Zeidlitz with the stop. Oh, one hand reach for the loose ball. You've got to go with two, and that's the result as Zadek comes up with the loosie, goes behind the back, rifles it into the bottom corner, and it's 2-2. The Irish with the power play goal to even things up. Of course, Zadek did use one hand to pick it up at full extension and with nobody right on top of him, so that worked out okay. And then, of course, the hard behind the back. Beautifully placed by Zadek, and it is 2-2, 8:42 into the first quarter. Sweden comes up with the face-off, 2-on-1, shot by Blomgren. And he was trying to use his teammate as a decoy and then pull the shot. I think he was trying to keep Tanner Fetch over to the right, ready to play the pass and pull it back to the near post, but he didn't get it back across enough. Just hit Fetch right in the middle of his body. There's a shot by Wallace that goes down at too steep an angle on the bouncer and up into the mesh. Sweden gets it. Mikael Kullerud gets the ball ahead. Nice job moving it into the offensive zone by Kullerud, and Joni Elefanti will hand it off. Lesage. Larson liked that one. The foot save by Fetch. Sweden getting some chances. Blomgren shoots. That one will get through. Fetch got a piece of it. You can hear it hit the plastic, but not enough. It trickles through, and Sweden goes back on top. 3-2. You see a pretty simple play, and he found Fetch a bit too far to his right, went back to the goalie's left. Mahan and Lind once again battling. Welcome to our viewers all over the world. That ball goes out of bounds. Off an Irish player, Sweden will get it. And it's 10:20 here in Radotín. About 4:20 in the morning. Back in Eastern time in North America. 1:30 in the morning, so maybe some of our West Coast fans are up. There's Gibson. Oh, great fake. You can see Zeidlitz bite. And the veteran Sean Gibson makes no mistake. His first game here at the tournament, he was having all kinds of trouble finding his shooting range. Had oodles of chances and just couldn't quite make it fit. Then he got one that actually bounced off the frame of his stick, seemed to loosen things up a bit, and he's looking more like his old self. And that's a lovely couple of fakes to tuck that one inside the post, tie it back up for Ireland. Yeah, if you're in BC watching this, welcome. Anywhere else in Europe or Australia, whoever's watching, welcome. Glad to have you along. Fairly sure Babs Delaney will be watching. dedicated viewer, who of course is not here because she is nearing full term towards producing a lovely little lacrosse baby. And as I mentioned yesterday, sorry you can't be here, Babs. We certainly wish you all the best. Looking forward to seeing you in Israel when you're back on the wagon. Not actually reffing, but helping to coordinate the referees. Great backdoor attempt, and it is a backdoor success. Lovely finish there. Chris Sock will just jump up to get the pass, which was a little bit high. Now we just kind of catch the tail end there as they celebrate, but Sock got it and immediately releases that ball, and 4-3. Ireland takes its first lead of the contest. Lyndon Mahan. Looks like Lynn got his arm or hand onto the stick of Mahan. You're not allowed to touch the other player's stick. So Ireland gets possession. Mahan had a great clamp on there. Ireland back to the offense. Gibson, give and go on the little pick and roll give and go combo. As Hammond just kind of left the ball for Gibson. Now they're going behind the net. And Drew Zadek thought about going for the backhand dunk shot. Realized that Zeidlich was right there. So he tried to switch, and both his toes landed up, or both the toes of both feet wound up on the crease line. Sweden trying to get it back into a tie here. Lynn takes the shovel pass. Thunberg tries to let one rip, doesn't get through, it's off a defender. Polkinghorn running the ball ahead. He had Garrod Dunbar up ahead, but decided to just run it up. Gives it to Wallace, who will lob it over to Chris Sock. Wallace comes up with that loose ball after it bounced off a defender, and another shot off a defender. Michio Clark will get it, but he's going to run out of time. Just lobs it down. He was in the process of shooting as the 30-second clock expired, so he just kind of wound up lofting it down towards the back boards. Shot off the backboards, comes right back out to Thunberg, and Larson will rip one from the side. There's an inside chance for Lind. Sweden seems content lately to settle for the outside chances. See how it works out for them. They certainly got the one high outside shot, or high middle shot, that went in from Jimmy Blomgren. Farrell to Wallace. And across to Gibson. He's surveying. They've got Hammond behind the net. He's being watched carefully. A penalty coming now to Sweden. Just 7 seconds on the shot clock. Zadek goes behind the back. Trying to drag the goalie across with him. It's going to go wide and roll all the way back into the Sweden offensive zone. Ricard Forsberg didn't realize the delayed penalty was on, and he thought he was going to get a chance to go to the net there. Peter Soderstrom goes off for 2 or less for the check from behind, and Ireland a great opportunity to extend their lead. Wallace takes the pass, shoots right into the belly of Seidlitz, who freezes until the whistle goes. Make sure the ball doesn't drop out and roll down. Makes a short outlet pass. Token pressure from Ireland, but no problem getting it up to Thunberg. He is all alone, 1-on-3, 1-on-4. Now he gets a little bit of help and tosses it over to Lesage. Fakes it to Blomgren. Goes to Larson instead. Ireland back, most within the restraining line. They actually get a line at the net. Larson, oh, and there's a penalty. Or Lesage, sorry, was knocked down. That's just a late check by Drew Zadek. So illegal cross-checking call makes it 4-on-4 lacrosse for the next minute 24, and then an abbreviated 36-second power play for Sweden. A lot of space out there. They feed it through. Nice release by Blomgren, but Fetch drops down onto it. But Blomgren coming up with the loose ball. He's got Yelvanti down low, takes a shot. Yelvanti with the rebound, tucks it in. Fetch diving back to try and make the save, but he was off balance and falling, and Yelvanti took advantage to go right up over the shoulder. Zadek thought that he was released. He'd forgotten that Sweden had a player in the box, and he has fooled the scorekeepers who have taken the penalty off the board. They're going to have to put that back up. Actually, I'm not sure they can put it back up, so they'll just have to keep track of it. And it was a 36-second difference, 34-second difference. 34 or 36, so they can just add that at the end of the Swedish penalty. They can just count that down and then release Zadek from the box.
What time is he done? 34 or 36 seconds. 36. No, we got 34. It's 36. You already said it. You got 35. Just take back. I said it was one or the other. Yeah, it was 124 on the first one left. Just because you're a captain doesn't mean you get to speak to the announcer. I might be dyslexic, but I can count. Come on now. Hey, here we go, boys.
All right, 4-4 the score. Lyndon Mahan back down for the draw. Great clamp by Mahan, and he kicks it across. Garrod Dunbar comes up with it. Smartly pauses on his own side away from the pressure and makes a little pass, but Lind is there continuing to put pressure on. Oh, and that's just a dream sequence to open up for Chris Sock. Two Swedish players trying to scoop up the loose ball. Looked like they had it. And now Peter Stoderstrom's trying to come out of the box on the 4-on-4. He and Zadek having a nice chuckle in the penalty box. But Chris Sock he misses the ball. And then two Swedish players miss the ball. And as he steps around, it's just wide open on the other side for him. 5-4, Ireland goes back in front. Connor Dockery has the ball, looks for a moment, he's not sure what to do, and then says, yeah, I know what to do. I was running up into the offensive zone. He's going to go for the net. Gets a shot off, but Zeidlitz makes the save. Sweden won't be able to wait for their power play opportunity to arise because the shot clock and penalty clock are almost identical. Thunberg slowing it down. Blomgren, they've got 12 on the shot clock. Actually, they're waiting for a player to change, but Blomgren's going to shoot, comes right back out, almost to Yelvanti, but instead it's scooped up by Blackwell. He's got a trailer in Wallace, but doesn't realize it, so he tries the offside shot. Had he been aware Wallace was coming on the other side and had a great chance, and now more penalty timing shenanigans. It's actually Soderstrom for Sweden that should have come out, but Zadek came out for Ireland. And Zadek makes a very solid argument that the Swedish player didn't leave and he knew somebody's penalty was up, so he ran out. So, 5-4 Ireland. We've got 8 seconds left in the first quarter, and Sweden's got 33 seconds of power play time, so they're going to try and work. They've actually pulled the goalie to go for a sixth attacker, make it 6-on-4. Up to Yelvanti. Larson with the shot save fetch. And the quarter expires before any more damage can occur. So 5-4 for Ireland after 15 minutes. Sweden will have 25 seconds of power play time left. So the face-off in the second quarter will be critical. I'm Steven Stamp. This is the Ebox 2018 from Radotín.
Wait till we signal you.
For Ireland. Welcome back to Lacrosse Friends. Second quarter action underway from the first game of the final day of the Ebox here in Radotín. I'm Steven Stamp, pleased to be bringing you this from beautiful Prague, Czech Republic. And Mahan with another face-off win. Ireland killing the penalty, and they will be able to just let the final 6 seconds tick away as Gibbs will just hang on to the ball. He has a pair of goals, as does Chris Sock, those pair leading Ireland. Jimmy Blomgren with 1 goal and a pair of assists for Sweden. That Hammond shot, no problem for Richard Zeidlitz. Sweden coming back the other way. Lind has a man wide open. Lesage finds a spot past Tanner Fetch's left arm to tie it up. 39 seconds in to the second quarter. Just numbers for Sweden. And a great job by Lind to make the pass at the perfect time. Draws the defender fully over to him. Feeds it back a bit cross behind him, and Lesage rips it home. Lind and Mahan. Mahan on the left in the green of Ireland. Now going left to right. And Mahan on the left in the green of Ireland going left to right. Lind in the black and skulls of Sweden going right to left. Quite divisive, these, not divisive, but a diversity of opinion on these Swedish jerseys. Some folks absolutely love them with all the skulls. Some of us not quite so fond. Matter of taste. Thunberg behind the back, Lesage. 2 in a row, and Fetch just throws his palms up to his defenders and says, what is going on? 2 wide open looks for Lesage. Back to back behind the back. This time, oh, that's a beauty. Not a huge rip, but perfect placement. Just drift that one and give Sweden a 6-5 lead. Will Mahan approaches the center circle and points out to Marcus Lind that he's on the wrong side of the floor. Ball is down. Whistle's blown, and Mahan has pulled out another face-off win for Ireland. Great strip, though, by Lind on the trail check. He'll turn it the other way and get it ahead to Forsberg, or to the captain, Frederick Larson. His shot stopped by Fetch. He's looking up the floor. Goes behind the back. He's going to get slowed down by Andrew Polkinghorn. Little hidden ball trick, but they notice where it is. He still lets it rip. That's wide. It's going to go over and back. Oh, it took that last spin off the turf. Oh, wait a second. Oh, they must be saying it touched a Swedish player because no over and back was called. So they get a shot off. That one definitely touched a Swedish player after going off the backboards. As Kim Bergstrom tried to grab it. Sweden with another 2-on-1 break. Oh, big save by Fetch this time. He doesn't have to put his palms up, but he may have been thinking, why was Joni Elvanti all alone this time? Now it's Zadek at the other end. He's stopped by Zeidlitz. The goalie's having to come up huge. There's Zadek again. Low shot stopped by Zeidlitz. Rolls out. And here they go. Kim Bergstrom. Oh, there's nobody with him. It's a 2-on-0. He's going to shoot. Fake pass. There you go. The fake shot throws it across. Fetch is pointing out that he believes Sweden was well early coming out of the box. But that is a hat trick in short order for Charlie Lesage. There are 3 refs, so somebody should be noticing what's coming off the bench. 7-5, 3 straight goals for Sweden, all of them by Charlie Lesage. Saved by Zeidlitz. May have been going wide anyway, but he got it. That one's picked off. Here comes Polkinghorn. Sorry, Chris Sock with the ball. He's looking for a hat trick. He's stopped by Zeidlitz. Zeidlitz has been sharp. Kim Bergstrom, nice pass to get it out under pressure. Make the simple lob. And now it's 3-on-1 for Sweden. And this time they will get called for too many men. Coach Ed Shedindo is not happy with that call. Honestly, a head coach in the middle of the bench isn't always in the best position to see if his guy went early. Yanni Loka will go and serve the penalty. Didn't have his helmet on as he isn't playing a lot, so he had to grab the helmet and gloves and trot over to the penalty box, serve 2 or less as Ireland tries to cut into that 2-goal Swedish lead. Hammond takes it from Zadek. He's going to shoot near side, had a spot, but banged it off the top half of the post instead of the bottom half. And that goes out onto the streets of Radotín. Not sure if the neighboring houses dislike balls coming out and banging into their houses or if they appreciate getting free lacrosse balls. Here's a run for Sweden, short-handed. And this time, they do not have numbers. So Ricard Forsberg will just slow it down, trot around behind the net. Hammond takes a swat at it. Wallace trying to run him into the boards. A little late bump. Forsberg winds up as though he's going to tomahawk Wallace. Would not have been a good idea. That was going to come right down on his head, it looked like, and would have been a 5 because not much question when you think about it once and then think about it again. Here's Zadek. Nice shot there. Just a deadly rip from Brendan Farrell. Loaded it up. Slight hitch to fake the defender into a step, and then ripped it far side past Zeidlitz. Power play goal makes it 7-6. We're almost 4 minutes here into the second quarter. Ireland with face-off possession again. That one's right off the post. Mahan almost took it down, and Jeff Snydered them. Got a possession call. Didn't see what it was for, but Ireland will maintain control of the ball. We got a chance to tie it up if they can get the next goal. Ireland clear favorites in this game as they are one of the more established lacrosse nations. Sweden still making their way in the game. Nice save by Zeidlitz though. Boy, solid goaltending can really keep you in. Great outlet pass to Lind. Sweden pushing it. Jalvanti spins away. Sorry, Blomgren. Up to Thunberg. Dockery watching him. There's a pick, but good communication by Ireland, and nothing comes of that pick. They switch back. Somehow 25 seconds showing on the shot clock. Doesn't matter as the ball is turned over. Garrod Dunbar gets it ahead. Pass to Zadek. Saved by Zeidlitz. Comes straight back around the boards to Zadek, and they're going to set things back up. Ball popped away from Wallace, but he recovers it, gets it to Hammond. Sock gets a pick from Zadek. That was a little excessive, and it will be Sweden ball. Zadek disagrees with the call, but from above it looked like plenty of force to earn that call. Thunberg backpedaling. Blackwell staying with him, steps out now to pressure a little bit, and the ball is lobbed across. Larson feeds it through to Lesage, who just wasn't looking, or he would have been wide open on top of the crease yet again, and looking for his fourth goal. Dockery continuing to cradle and just runs it forward. They lob it into the far corner. Gibson hits the cutting Michio Clark, but it got out of his stick, and he stepped into the crease on his follow-through. Jan Martin wasn't quite sure what to call there. It was a pretty quick check by Polkinghorn, but it went straight back to the Swedish keeper, so just continued play. Unfortunately for Sweden, he then threw the pass away. Wallace fighting around out of the check of Soderstrom. Hammond looking to feed back, or Gibson looking to feed back door. It's not there. Gives it to Wallace. Wallace gets it back from Hammond. There's a shot by Brendan Farrell, but right into the belly of Zeidlitz. And no question about that. That was a clean one and a goal for Polkinghorn, as he just stood on top of the crease and swatted down the pass after it left the stick of Zeidlitz. He's trying to just feed it out to his captain, but could not find Larson. And you'll see, we just catch the end of it there, but timeout for Sweden as we are tied up at 7-7, and they may be pointing out, giving Richard Zeidlitz some ideas on passing the ball out of the crease. Kurt Kinney, veteran goaltender, and of course the coach for Norway and goalie here with Sweden. He's been living there for quite a while in Europe. They will have a chat. We'll be back with more Ebox action after a brief break.
Down to me as well instead of
Then to Mahan. Mahan pulls this one out. Normally he's a clamp and pop guy, but that one he just swatted it ahead and went after it. Works just as effectively, Hammond, with the hidden ball trick. Most of them are on it. Now everybody's on page. Michaud Clark lost it, but Zadek is there to pick it up. Hammond, one of 4 lefties out there for Ireland. It's the opposite problem to what a lot of these European teams have, where they don't have many lefties. There's one in Yelvanti. Gets it across to Bergstrom, and up to Martin Peters. He hits the cutter, and Blomgren tucks that one home. 8-7, Sweden goes back on top. Again, that fast break working brilliantly for Sweden. That's a lovely pass, threading it through. A couple of defenders coming off the bench. Larson out to try and take a draw for Mahan, but Mahan wins another one. He is a weapon at that dot. He is one of the better face-off guys around, really helping out this Irish club. With a name like Will Mahan, it seems only proper that he's playing for Ireland. Well, I was just about to say, an effective check by Taylor Wallace, but he winds up with 2 or less for slashing, and Sweden will try to extend its lead on the power play. Thunberg's ready to go, but he's got to start back up a little higher. Across to Yelvanti, who's quarterbacking this time. Blomgren goes down low to Lesage, who had the natural hat trick earlier in the quarter. Thunberg finds Lind, and everybody's had a touch in the outside. No penetration yet. They start to creep in. Now Yelvanti's going to set a pick. Blomgren runs off it, shoots, safe fetch. Nice stop, but there's nothing you can do on the back door with Lind left wide open. Fetch makes the first save, but Lind gets one of the easier goals of his career with that ball popping right over to him. Tough break for the Irish as the ball bounced off the backboards out to their lefty, and he just flicked it across to Lind. Now, Lesage's 3 goals earlier in the quarter came in less than 2 minutes. Minute and 45 seconds. That's pretty quick to get 3 goals. 9-7, Sweden goes up. We got 7 minutes left in the second quarter. We've got another face-off win by Mahan, but he tries to go behind the back with a one-hand pass. Doesn't complete it. And you say Larson, who was tying up with Mahan, got a little overzealous away from the ball, and it will be Irish possession. Wallace to Sock. He's directing traffic with his head. He wants Zadek to come out and get it from the corner, which he does. Nice 2-man defense up at the top by Sweden, but Zadek is able to fight his way out. Polkinghorn goes after the loose ball. He is banged off of it. He's trying to run past Peters, goes behind the back pass to Zadek, who takes it off the backboards, shoots and misses well wide. Oh, and then again, that spin on the turf makes the ball take off, flying away from Taylor Wallace. And Sweden goes back on the attack. Yelvanti down to Lesage. Blomgren comes off the bench, was picked up immediately. Nice job by Pete Smith to be aware of him. Blomgren is a real weapon. And now he's going to be a loose ball retriever. Although the good hustle play by Garrod Dunbar earns possession for Ireland. Play was blown down, and I don't know what happened there. Sweden everybody left the floor. Oh, it's okay. Illegal substitution. There we go. Because everyone left the floor. Ireland thought play was going to be going. Gibson had come off the bench. Garrod Dunbar was ready to pass to him, and then 4 Swedish players ran to the bench. They hadn't seen the signal yet, but now it makes sense as Joni Lukka goes to serve 2 minutes or less. Ireland trailing 9-7. Hoping to close that. Good ball movement. Gibson's shot saved low by Zeidlitz. Poking horn once again on the crease. Gets that pass through, but it bounces right off the top of the boards and goes flying well out into the stands. I don't know if there are many goalies that could do that on cue, rip one and bounce it off the top of the boards. That's a precise shot. Of course, it wasn't what he was aiming for. And does not work out well as Ireland gets the ball back. Poking horn was behind the net, and Zeidlitz was well aware of that back, the dunk possibility. The creases are pretty small. The rink here is a bit shorter than normal. Gibson shots off a defender. Oh, that defender is down. That was solid contact. And he's just spread eagle as he catches his breath. Peter Soderstrom is up and making his way to the bench, and we're all pretty happy about that. Gets a nice little round of applause from everyone here watching. And the international lacrosse crowd will really start to filter in over the next couple days. The Alice Rabeski 25th annual tournament this year, the Memorial, starting on Wednesday. A bit of a break for Ireland. Oh, you're going to call it a dead ball interference. Blomgren cuts, toe save by Fetch. Oh, great grab by Sock. He's all alone. Short-handed chance, scores. Takes a peek to make sure he wasn't in the crease. It's a good one. So Ireland gets one back on the shorty. Oh no, it was the power play, my bad. It was Loco serving the too many men call against Sweden. So power play goal. It was almost a shorthanded marker for Sweden when they had the chance there by Blomgren, but the big toe save by Fetch. And the ball goes ricocheting after on the ensuing play out top. Here comes Thunberg. Tries a little twister, but bounces one right up into the belly of Fetch. This play was never blown down as Fetch was trying to retrieve that ball, and Sweden wound up getting it. They call Ireland for withholding. Taylor Wallace, and Sweden will get possession. It's up top with Marcus Lind. They're waiting for their fifth attacker to come on the floor. It's Jimmy Blomgren. He'll take it, and Lind will head off. And he realizes there's no forward to take a spot on the bench, so he just circles back into the play. Blomgren shoots. No windups, just a quick little release, and that's going to be a tackling penalty to Drew Zadek. Checking from behind is the call. One nice thing about that play is that as Zadek takes him down, looked like he was actually making an effort to make sure he got himself between the player and the boards, make sure there's no chance of the player is going in and getting rammed into the boards head first. Nonetheless, he'll serve 2 or less as Sweden will try and extend their lead. Yelvanti at the top again. Thunberg, lots of space and scores. Looked like Fetch had that one. He is not looking like the happiest camper right now as that one hit hard and made its way through his lower upper body or upper lower body region. He immediately grabs, and he's still bent over down in his crease. That was not a comfortable play for Tanner Fetch. It was for Sweden as they go up 10-8 with 3:51 to go here in the first half. Ebox action from Radotín. I'm Steven Stamp. It's day 4 of Ebox. We're going to take a day off here at the venue between tournaments, and then Wednesday, the Alice Rabeski will start, and we'll have all the games streamed live. Oh, pass almost gets through to Alvanti, but Zadek gets just enough to knock it down, and then Gibson managed to get across, got a little helpful hint from his teammates to get going, and that shot off the dasher ricochets all the way back. And it's going to be if we get a quick start, Lesage is going to be able to create something. Oh, he was a little too excited to get things rolling and threw it away from Forsberg. So Sweden's going to have to slow things down, but Forsberg comes in, tries to pass to Thunberg. So that one didn't connect. Not sure Thunberg was ready. Larson had a great shooting lane, and I think actually surprised Thunberg when he threw that pass. What a great pass ahead there to get it to Chris Sock. His shot just off the leg of Zeidlitz. Off the backboards, and here comes Sweden the other way. Ricard Forsberg, watched by Zadek. Came down the stick, knocked the ball loose. Now Sock is out on Thunberg. Shoves him across center, but he'd already gotten rid of the ball. Ball pops away. There's a trip from behind. And they just call possession to Ireland, which they kind of already had. But Sock will just wait, and they'll get their offense out. Gibson tries the no-look pass. It bounces off the stick of Pokinghorn, and Ireland will turn this one over. Less than 2.5 to go in the half. Thunberg will start with the ball. Goes backdoor immediately to Lesage. He didn't have a shot with Garode Dunbar right on him. Thunberg, watched by Farrell. Nice job fighting through the pick. Wasn't really much of a pick from Marcus Lind. Bit half-hearted. Larson gets that one, steps through the check. They've got 10 seconds to shoot. He's far over on his offside. Fakes the pass. He's going to circle behind the net. Go for the dunk shot. Fetch gets his arms right up on the crossbar. That one rolls away. Garode Dunbar comes up with the ball. Ireland, I believe, was calling for a timeout. No, they're just going to say time. Take your time coming up. And Dunbar crumples to his knees, is grabbing his head. Looks like he is definitely shaken up. Drew Zadek will go over and see how he is. Dunbar takes the helmet off, holding the back of his neck. Took a bit of a rough ride. Discussion going on among the officials. And Sean Gibson, alternate captain and team organizer for Ireland. Now a resident of Oslo, I believe it is, he's living. And the officials are... So there's a discussion going on down below us with one of the officials, but that's in Czech, so I'm afraid I do not follow that. But Greg Hart, the referee-in-chief, is over talking with Mitchell Hart, another one of the officials. I hope the little... Oh! Sounds like somebody's asking for an equipment check. So the officials will gather after chatting with Greg Hart. Does a fabulous job running this tournament, the officials for this tournament, as he did last year at the European Championships. So, what will come of it? I believe Sweden wants to measure the equipment of Tanner Fetch to see if it complies with regulations. Tanner Fetch actually had some issues with his equipment early in the tournament. His first game, one of the flaps on his left leg pad fell off. Not fell off, but one side of it came off. So he had to actually leave the game and go and get it corrected. And if we can get a look at Tanner Fetch, if we see his left leg pad, as if he turns this way, you'll see that he actually has some orange string holding the left pad together. You can just kind of see it dangling down on the far side now. But that is holding that pad in place. And we're back underway, though. Nothing developing. Ireland has the ball. Wallace with the shot. Saved by Zeidlitz. He's going to lob a pass out. Nice job there to get it to Blaise Gros-Louis. Gros-Louis passes it down low. Stephen Hopkins runs out, shoots off, hits the post. Be a fresh 30 for Sweden. Hopkins wasn't really planning on playing a whole lot in this tournament. He was asked to suit up as they didn't have huge numbers. But his wife Rebecca and their adorable baby Andrew are in attendance. There's another shot and a save by Fetch. He reaches out and grabs it before Yelvanti can get to it. Lobs it ahead. Nice back shoulder pass to Pokinghorn. He's got Sock coming off the bench. Sock says, slow it down. Gibson says, don't slow it down. Give me the ball. I'll shoot. And he almost scores, but just getting his foot on it was Zeidlitz. Sidearm pass to Pokinghorn. He scores. Twice the Pokinghorn has stolen passes from Zeidlitz. And Zeidlitz not very happy with himself after that one. That makes it 10-9. Ireland pulling back within one. That was a clean pickoff by Polkinghorn, and Zeidlitz was not on balance. Polkinghorn just had to be a little patient as there was nobody near him. Well, there was another player near him, but it was an Irish teammate. So 10-9, Ireland back within a goal. They've been winning most of the faceoffs. Can Mahan get them possession again? He does not as it gets away from him, but now he's tracking it down, misses again. It's going to be Garode Dunbar that comes up with it eventually. You could see him back on the floor. Behind the back from Mahan, Gibson takes a swack in the head. That's probably going to be a high stick and a 5. He passes it up top. Pass to Mahan, doesn't connect. Zadek trying to keep the ball under Irish possession, but Martin Peters had it long enough. There's only 3 seconds on the clock for the half. Yeah, it's going to be a slashing call, but it is 5 minutes. This was right to the side of the head of Sean Gibson. So Henrik Thunberg is gone for a while. Oh, and they score. Was it in time? It is. They both indicate. Chris Sock rips one that gets in. We got to look at the replay, see if we can have the clock in there. I mean, he took the shot. There's 3 seconds, plenty of time to get a shot off. That will tie it up at 10. Can we take another look? Don't know. I'd like to see that again. Not sure we're going to get a chance. Oh, here we go. There's Thunberg in the penalty box. Play is blown in. Shoots. That looks to me like that could have been in less than 3 seconds. Either way, it's 10-10. Ireland and Sweden. We've got a 10-minute break. We'll be back with Ebox 2018 from Radotín. I'm Steven Stamp. Thanks for being with us.
Distraction. Hey, sorry for the house. Where am I? Thank you very much. Švédi jsou úplně v klidu. Švédi jsou oba dobrý, jeden prošel, tak a druhý vůbec neprošel. Takže Irové dostanou 2 minuty za udržování hry něco.
Just so we're clear, since they have a penalty as well, when someone scores, nobody leaves.
Yeah, and nobody. Thanks for clarifying that, sir. Bench liner.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Ebox 2018 here in Radotín. So, the situation, all the goaltenders were taken to be checked. 3 of the 4 did just fine, but Tanner Fetch, who was coming out of the game anyway for Sean Murphy, has received 2 minutes and a game misconduct for illegal equipment. So, he is out, and we are 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, as Thunberg is still in the box for that slashing major against Sean Gibson, who is serving the penalty for Ireland.
Yeah, push it.
Zadek can't quite connect. Oh, the swing and miss from Pokinghorn. Pokinghorn, who has knocked down a couple of passes coming from the goaltender, but can't quite get that bouncing ball. And Sweden goes to the offense. Lesage, remember, he had the hat trick in less than 2 minutes earlier in the game. Lynn tries to fight through the double team, can't get it. Lesage gets it back. Oh, what a shot! Lesage over the shoulder of the dropping Murphy, tucks it into the far corner. So it's 11-10 Sweden. It's a 4-on-4 goal. Does not count against the major, or against the minor. Jimmy Blomgren comes out to take the face-off. The third Swede we've seen taking it. Mahan still pulls it out, gets it to himself, and tosses to Zadek. Bulldog shoots, scores. Fires it past Kurt Kinney. Kinney's first shot of the game is a goal, so both goalies beaten in the first chances. Great finish by Zadek. Martin Peters getting a bit of a chat from Kurt Kinney. Gets a pat on the shoulder, says don't worry about it, but not a whole lot he could have done there, other than be bigger and stronger, perhaps. Blomgren going for another face-off attempt. Mahan pulls it out to himself, pops it over, and Garrod Dunbar passes it ahead. Taylor Wallace. What's it up? Sorry, yeah, that is Taylor Wallace. That is an 88. In case you're wondering, because there are the 2 58s as he passes it to the other 58, Brendan Farrell. That shot off the backboards. Being tracked down by Blaise Gros-Louis. He gets it and immediately looks for help, tries to spin around from the 2 defenders and loses control of the ball. Dunbar ahead. Here comes Wallace. Fakes, shoots. Poking home. A little shove on the back of a Swedish defender to try and get to the ball before it was grabbed by Kinney, but he drops on top of it. It's right underneath him. And Sweden has possession. Quite a battle here, 11-11. And Kinney launches that one. That's going to bounce out into the vendor area. Connor Dockery lobs it ahead. So an illegal substitution call to the Irish. Drew Zadek will come and serve it. The officials went and had a chat. One said to the other, yeah, they had 5 players on the floor. I actually thought the 5th player was out there when play was blown in, which means they shouldn't have actually started play without making sure it was correctly set up, but maybe he came on after. Either way, we go to a 4-on-3 for Sweden. Lesage loses the ball though, and Polkinghorn goes after it, pops it off the boards to himself, but Lesage picks it up. Yeah, Gibson is released. We're 4-on-4. Gibson is staying up the floor. If Ireland can get the ball, which they do, he's up ahead. Polkinghorn sees him, gets to Gibson. Sweden got a player to the bench quickly, but Gibson does get in there and gets a shot. He misses wide. Comes back out to Bergstrom. He's going to sprint over center floor, looking for help. He's got Lind in the middle, but Lind is picked up nicely by Pete Smith. Now Smith will switch over onto Bergstrom. Will toss the ball to Blomgren and just head for the bench. Larson's at the top. Blomgren flips it behind his head to Alvanti. A little trouble handling the ball. Nice 2-man defense by Gibson there to completely eliminate Blomgren from the play. So we got another 50 seconds of 4-on-4 play. Gibson has 2 on him. Tosses it across to Michio Clark. Clark to Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn, a little toe drag. Runs over his own man, Clark. Shoots because there was only a few seconds left on the shot clock. And he's going to go and get himself a reset. Galvanti a little slow getting over there. And Polkinghorn fights his check off. Going for the dunk shot. Gets it off, but he actually couldn't quite get the angle, and it goes across through the crease. Picked up by Sock on the far side. He's going to circle and try the same thing. No, he's not. Had me convinced. He'll leave it there for Farrell. Farrell gets the shot off. That was some effort by Martin Peters. He was not going to let himself get bowled over again. Here comes Zadek out of the bench, the penalty bench. And the pass doesn't get through from Gibson. Lassie Leitinen went for a change. Quick stick by Zadek, but Kirk Kinney is there. It's in his shirt, under his throat, and he immediately goes over and gets the ref to help pull it out because he wasn't sure exactly where it was or they could get to it. Power play now for Ireland, but Sweden has the ball. Lind. Hanging on to it, ragging, gets it to Blomgren, who gets a shot. That one goes wide. Oh, they're going to say it did touch Sean Murphy, but it won't matter as it bounces out of... Oh, yeah, it will, because it bounces out of play, and Sweden will get possession. 33 seconds left on the Irish power play. Soderstrom will pass it across to Larson. He's going to try and get underneath Zadek, but Zadek strips him. Murphy goes to hit him, and Larson runs into Murphy. Murphy initiated that contact, so Murphy was pretty fired up when he came out from all the goalies being checked at halftime. Wallace bounces it to test the rebound off the turf. Rode Dunbar tries to hit Michio Clark, but that one was tipped away. Nice job by Martin Peters. Then he loses the ball. He and Yavanti kind of collide, but they've got a man ahead. Thunberg is out of the box and wide open. Murphy chasing after him. He scores. Murphy, a bit of a judgment lapse to chase out there. Caught himself unsettled as Thunberg came in and put Sweden back up 12-11. This is quite a battle. Nice pass ahead from Kim Bergstrom to set that one up. And you can see that Murphy was never really settled. So Thunberg, after serving the 5, scores almost immediately. Mahan over to Sock to Gibson. He's going to step around the pick. Nice job by Sweden to pick up Everyone not really giving him a chance to shoot. Sock's going to drive inside though. Nice back spin move. Oh, and Mahan can't believe he missed the empty net as Kinney dove across. Made the initial stop, was way out of position. Mahan just fired too high. Soderstrom does a good job to avoid the check and gets it over to Lesage. Galvanti just says, nope, I'm going to cut through the middle. Don't give me the ball yet. Sets a pick. Trying to set a pick. Can't get an effective one. So a jump shot on the far side by Larson. That goes wide. He gets it back. They've only got 5 left on the shot clock. So he'll just lob it down. Murphy will grab it and start the ball going up the other way. Zadek takes it. Sweden leads 12-11, as you can see. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Ebox 2018 from Radotín. There are 2 more games today that will be on. No commentary, but the videos will be there. Visuals. Zadek gets a pick from Sock. Shoots, saved by Kinney, but it's going to bound around the boards right back out to Zadek. 4 lefties again for Ireland. And the one righty lets it rip. That was Wallace, and it goes wide off the boards and back over all the way down. It's going to bound around the boards towards Sean Murphy. We'll roll it to the official Mitchell Hart. Lind picks it up. Play is blown in, and we're underway. Blomgren to the Sage. Thunberg took it from Larson. There's Lind. All 5 of them having a touch. Blomgren in the middle. Watched by Wallace. Blomgren took a bit of a wild shot. Ricocheted off the boards and up over the netting frame. And right back over to the the first aid officers, who one of them tried to toss an underhand back onto the field during play, the field of play. I know it's not a field, it's a floor. But into the field of play, as in field of view. Ten-second count on Sweden. Pressure from Ireland. Causing a turnover. No delay of game called, even though Martin Peters was a little slow putting the ball down. Sock's shot goes a little wide. It's going to go back over. Oh, he gets it. Oh, it just rolls off his stick. Thunberg going grabbing. You hear Etchen Doa saying, pick it up and go. He's the Sweden coach. He wants him to push the pace, but they'll slow things down a little. Larson, watched by Dockery, gets it over to Galvanti. They've got 17 on the shot clock. Galvanti can't handle that pass, and then it gets away from Thunberg as well. Dockery trying to stay out of the crease. Galvanti gets it, and he scores. Murphy was down on his knees. It became a bit of a jousting match with their sticks flashing back and forth. And Galvanti is able to toss it into the net over top of Murphy. Just watch as Galvanti comes up with the ball here. Looks like a sword battle. And the victor, Joni Galvanti, making it 13-11 for Sweden. Mahan, clean win, shoots, stopped by the foot of Kinney. Here comes Thunberg the other way. It's a 2-on-2. They've got a trailer. Blomgren. Thunberg opts to shoot on his offside. Probably would have had a better opportunity coming up with Blomgren trailing. And here comes Garode Dunbar. Hands it off to Gibson. Oh, nice pass and the finish by Zadek. Gibson throws a beautiful pass out of reach of all the Swedish defenders, but just within the reach of Zadek, who goes up and gets it, brings it down, and bounces it home. Lovely play by the Irish to pull within 1. Larson having a go against Mahan this time. But Mahan pulls it out to himself, lobs it back. Polkinghorn pulls it down. Lesage heads off to the bench, so Polkinghorn will just trot across center floor and give it to Farrell. Sock seeing what he's got available. Farrell tries a little lever pass. Got too much on it. It was away from Polkinghorne. The ball loose along the boards. Gibson with a solid check. Great second effort to keep it away from Stephen Hopkins. But Sweden does come up with the ball. Soderstrom into the offensive zone. Gets the pass out to Blomgren. Blomgren tries to sidearm, misses way wide. He's going to try and get there before it goes over center, but Thunberg was coming off the bench and had no trouble picking it up. His long shot, though, before the shot clock expired, was an easy one for Murphy to handle. Here comes Gibson. Ball scooped up along the boards by Gros-Louis. Then it drops down. Chris Sock finds Gibson for the backdoor quick stick. Great job by Sock to be aware of Gibson, but not give away that he was going to make the pass. Looks like a shooter. Kinney has to respect it, and then he makes the pass at the last possible moment. You can see Kinney coming across, and by the time we can even see that, Gibson has already released the shot. It's an extended battle that time, as it was Lind back in there. Gave Mahan all he could handle it. Mahan still comes away with it. Wallace spinning and shooting, it goes wide. Polkinghorne battles off a check and is going after it. A couple of Swedes run into each other. Lind is going to be the first guy there. He just dives down. Gibson and Wallace on him. Takes the stick away from Lind. And Ireland with possession. They've tied it up 13-13. That last goal by Gibson on the back door. Sock has it. Over to Farrell. Little pick from Michaud Clark. Opens up some space. And the rip home puts Ireland back on top. See a pair of picks. Michaud Clark, number 91, the first one, then Polkinghorne or Sock makes the other, and Farrell just uses that open space, the open lane down the middle, and rips that one home. 14-13 Ireland. Sweden takes a timeout to try and sort. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. Timeout is over for Sweden. We're about to get back underway, and Ireland has taken their first lead since they were up 5-4 back late in the first quarter. And Lind comes up with a win. A rare one for Sweden in this game, facing off against the master, Will Mahan. Thunberg surveying, waiting for his fifth forward to get out there. Larson spins off. Jelvanti is slipping into the middle. There's Blomgren cutting the top of the crease. That shot bounces up high into the mesh. Above the glass into the low mesh it was, but it was too high for the playing field. And Gibson will trot up into the offensive zone. Ireland will try to extend their lead to more than one goal for the first time in the game. Sock has a chance. Save reaching down by Kinney. Sock comes up with it. Just able to snag it away from Stephen Hopkins. There's a backdoor pass to Gibson, but he was actually a little too far down. Good position by Wallace to be able to get that loose ball. He's kept his body between himself, the ball and his defender. Michio Clark passed it over. They've got 13 on the shot clock. Wallace switches hands, lobs to Gibson. Clark was cutting through the middle. He couldn't quite connect with him. Ball is loose as the shot clock winds down. Pokinghorn gets one off and forced Kinney to make a save. Hopkins will lob it ahead. Here comes Soderstrom. Sorry, that was Bergstrom. Bounced a shot that went off the crossbar. Great chance for the defender, Bergstrom. Couldn't quite take advantage. He was close, though. That pass went to nobody from Lesage. He's complaining about something, but the ball rolls loose. Zadek comes up with it. He's got Blackwell with him. Now he's going to pass it to him. Oh, what a finish. Nick Blackwell, known more for his defense. Lovely play by Zadek to get the ball to him, and Blackwell bounces one home. You can see Zadek saying, yeah, come with me. One fake, draws the defender, and then bounces that. I'll tell you, I thought Zadek was going to shoot. After the pass fake, and he saw that, and they were both on their offsides, he may as well have a go, but drew the defender, crossed to Blackwell, forced Kinney to be on the move. And away you go. Back-to-back face-off wins for Sweden as the captain, Frederick Larson, gets it. Runs through everyone, but decides to pull out. Thought he actually had a pretty good shooting lane there. Slightly on his offside, but maybe he just didn't like what he saw with Sean Murphy covering a lot of net. Lesage to Thunberg. He'll shoot and he scores! Blasts it from the outside. He loves that high shooter slot. And he will just rip that one home, pulling Sweden back within one after Ireland had stretched their lead. No defender anywhere near him. He catches it with 1 foot, practically touching the restraining line. A couple of steps into it and lets her fly. Larson back at the dot. See if Sweden can continue their recent mastery. Nope, Mahan pulls it out. Zadek waiting for reinforcements. Trots along the boards. Gets a pick over to Gibson. 2 Irish players coming through, but instead Wallace goes straight to the net. Can't believe he missed the net completely. Gibson grabs it, shoots a little bit wide. 4 on the shot clock. Wallace will be the first one there, but he's not going to have time. Actually, it was close to having time to get it on, but he was rushed, shot it wide. And Sweden will get possession on the 30-second shot clock expiration. Minute and a half to go here in the third. Ireland 15, Sweden 14, and they throw that one away. Great forecheck, though, by Jimmy Blomgren on Dockery. Blomgren's going to get it, and Murphy rushes out. Going to have a penalty to Murphy for illegal. They're going to call it for tripping. And that is not a terrible penalty to take. Murphy doesn't like the call, but I would say, I don't know if we can get another peek at it. It seemed like an accurate call to me, but it stopped a sure goal, because if he doesn't knock him down, Blomgren just scoops the ball and tucks it into the empty net. So, not a horrible decision. Here we take the look. You'll see, kicked there by Dockery. Blomgren going after it. Yeah, that's a trip. And as he fell, of course, the Dockery fell on top of him because he was running along right behind. But that's not a bad penalty to take. Sweden will go to the power play and try and tie things up. See if Ireland can bail out Murphy. So far, Murphy's helping to bail himself out as he stops that Blomgren shot with the shoulder shrug save. Zadek knocks the ball loose, but it's Thunberg that comes up with it. The wind really picking up here at the box at Radotín. Little swat by Dunbar onto Jelvanti. Gives it up to Blomgren. Lesage back to Blomgren. Sweden's shot blocked by Blackwell. Thunberg decides to let her rip again. That one's well wide. Bloomberg gets it and flings it off into the vending area under the tent. 37 seconds to go in the quarter. And we're running low on balls. Jan Martin, one of the refs, has one. At the quarter, they're going to have to go and track those down. So it'll go 5-on-3 with an illegal substitution call as Ireland just had too many men on the floor to start the play. Looks like Larson is staying up around center floor as the safety outlet, safety valve. Blomgren down to Lesage. Quick stick backdoor Lind. Got it back off the rebound, but lost control. Pete Smith runs him into the backboards. Back to Lind. His pass was knocked down by Zadek, who tracks it down along the boards. And Zadek's going to go for a run. That one's bouncing right up here, just under us. Then back along the side. Sean Gibson will very helpfully grab that one and get it back into play. That'll be it for the quarter. Sweden will still have 38 seconds on the 5-on-3, a minute and a half on the second penalty as we get going in the fourth in 2 minutes. So a face-off win would be huge. Will Mahan will try to make that not happen. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Ebox 2018 from Radotín. Well, welcome back to the Cross Friends. We're just about ready to get underway. Just playing the Radotín version of an Easter egg hunt, looking for balls hidden in the grass as they have come out of the arena. Mahan wins the ball off the face-off, but nobody's there to help him as it's 5-on-3 Sweden. So the Trey Kroner will get the ball. They have a man coming off the bench. Thunberg gets it to him. What a save by Murphy on the quick stick backdoor by Jimmy Blomgren. Garrod Dunbar will run down. He's going to take a shot, goes wide. Might not have been the decision you wanted. And then somebody goes to change. Wow, wide open chance for Sweden. Save by Murphy. Comes back out behind the back by Lesage is stopped. There's Lind. He shoots. Another save by Murphy. Well, we saw this picture yesterday as Ireland was well down to Scotland, and Murphy was brilliant coming in the second half. Gave them a chance to get back into it. Gibson is released from his penalty. 43 seconds left on the next. Larson avoids the wrap check. Lesage, 12 left on the shot clock. Galvanti has Larson, gets it to him. Thunberg near side. Murphy stops that. It's a fresh 30 with 27 left on the penalty for Sweden. So just about match up. You want to work this fairly quickly so you don't get into dangerous territory with Michio Clark coming out of the box just as you shoot. Galvanti to Thunberg. He loves to shoot from there, does it again. That one looked like it was tipped. Took a strange bounce. And Murphy once again is running out to throw a body check. Sweden almost getting caught with an illegal line change as the player was coming off and then stayed on to get that loose ball. There's another save by Murphy. Lacey Leighton was the man who started to go off, came back on, but their forward jumped back into the bench immediately. Shoveled ahead. There's Galvanti. He passes to Lesage. Another save by Murphy. So Sean Gibson will go off for 2 for roughing. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
He didn't like the tell him to slash on the arm. Got a 5. No clarification.
That pass to Thunberg doesn't connect. Sweden trailing by 1. We'll try and tie it up on this power play. Galvanti comes to Thunberg. Blomgren, quick shot, scores! Murphy almost got it, caught a piece of it with his pad, but it sneaks its way through just inside the post. And we're back to square, 15-15, 2-10 into the fourth quarter. Zadek takes the pass from Mahan after the face-off violation on Sweden. Can't quite connect with Sock. Sock takes a bump, gets it off to Zadek on the shovel pass. Sock trying to take a set of pick, and Martin Peters actually just shoved him right into Zadek. But the shot there goes wide. 4 seconds on the shot clock, so Sock's just going to let it rip. That goes off a defender. Stays in the box, so it'll be Sweden possession. Sweden's going to have a 2-on-1 break. Great change for them. And the shot, the save by Murphy. Good decision by Larson. Very well played by Brendan Farrell to not really make the decision easy for Larson. Murphy was able to stay with him. Now Farrell's going to try and get up over center. Does so under the check from Lind. Pass across to Gibson. He lets one rip. Kinney with the stop. He's looking up the floor. He's got Bergstrom. Ireland gets a couple defenders out quickly this time, but it's still a 2-on-1. The pass across, a bit of it away from Lesage. That's going to give Pete Smith a chance to get there. There's Garreau Dunbar with the first check. And then Thunberg is down. Not sure what happened to him. I didn't notice anyone near him. Oh, yeah, they must have just collided, I think, because Thunberg and Dockery. Oh, and Zadek just puts his shoulder into the Swedish player when he saw he couldn't catch the ball. Basically kind of stopping himself to brace for contact. And it looks like he's actually hurt himself a little bit over on the bench, but I'm sure he'll be all right. That pass stays in, and doesn't bounce over center, so Thunberg's able to track it down. 12 on the shot clock for Sweden. Thunberg hits a cunning bloom from behind the back. That one's stopped by Dockery. Shot clock expires. Someone from the Swedish bench yelling we hit the goal, he should have had a reset. That is not the case. It did not get through to the goaltender. That was an absolutely correct call. And Gibson hands it off to Farrell. He just managed to hang on to that, tries to pass it through. That was almost kicked in by the defender Bergstrom. That would be a good goal if it had gone off the foot of Bergstrom. 4-second count on Kinney. You only have 4 seconds to get rid of the ball as a goalie or step out of your crease. So Ireland with the pressure don't get the goal, but they do get the ball back. And that's going to be too many, as Ireland had 6 attackers on the floor with goalie Sean Murphy still in the net. They tried to sneak one off, but didn't quite work out. Interesting fact about the box here is the players and I can hear each other as we're making our comments. Andrew Polkinghorn didn't believe that there were 6, but there were definitely 6 on there. That's a case where you're better off to just stay on and hope they don't notice. Because the man going to the bench with no transition happening and you're in the offensive set is a fairly dead giveaway that something's off. Lesage wants the ball in the back door. Now he's going to get it. Comes out to Lind on the opposite side of the crease. He goes and throws over to Thunberg. Garrod Dunbar with the check. Loses his stick on the swinging wrap check. And the 30 will expire on Sweden. Kinney will roll it off towards the official. We're 5:10 into the fourth quarter. It leaves us 9:50 to play in this 15-15 game. Ireland plays nothing but thrillers. Zadek has it. He's going to run out, shoot off the leg of Kinney. One official thought that went out of play, so it is blown afresh. And there's a goal by Zadek. Great cut down the middle. He is fed by Chris Sock. And that's just a lovely connection between the pair. A couple of Western Canadian boys. Sock wearing that Coquitlam Adanax helmet. That's a nice finish by Zadek to reach up and grab that ball and just bounce it home. The celebration game is strong with those two as well. 16-15, Ireland on top. We've had a response every time Sweden has come back here in the fourth quarter. Again, they hadn't led since late in the first until late in the third. Now they're trying to hold on to and even extend their lead. Gibson does so. That is just high-to-high top cheese. Nothing but power. A dash of accuracy to make sure it went in where it needed to go. Beautiful shot by Sean Gibson. Just comes off the check. Lind was way back. So Gibson fires a fastball. 17-15. Ireland goes ahead on back-to-back goals by Zadek and Gibson. And Ireland, as has been the case most of the game, has possession off the face-off with Will Mahan winning another one. Ireland's short-handed. Gibson behind, dunk shot. Had Kinney turned around, looking the wrong way, and he just dives and tucks it in. 18-15. Back-to-back short-handed goals for Ireland. Wow, that is a turning point. Actually, all three of those shorthanded. 3 shorthanded goals in 2 minutes? My goodness. Sock with the ball. Tries to feed it through to Pokinghorn. That drifts right on into Kinney. Throws the outlet pass to Larson. Lesage was covered over by the back door. So Larson just hands it off to Yelvanti. 8.5 minutes to go. Sweden, who's been ahead much of the game now, trailing by 3. We'll see if they can fight their way back in. This will be a huge win for them on the international stage if they're able to come out with this one. Michio Clark comes out of the box, has a 2-on-1. He'll shoot, stopped by Kinney. Then slow things down. Zadek putting a bit of pressure on him. Gets the pass through to Blomgren. Blackwell gives him a push. Gets away from Thunberg. Almost grabbed by Zadek, but he comes up with it again. And then bounces the shot high. He looks skyward. He can't believe he missed the net when he had that open lane to cut through. Just hooked a little up into the mesh, and Ireland comes the other way. Pokinghorn trotting over center. Sacked it down to Pokinghorn and then tries to get it up to Sock. That doesn't connect. It's snagged there by Louis Gros. The pass ahead. Bergstrom. Saved by Murphy. And Murphy's going out after it. He's got it. Runs to the restraining line to pass it ahead. Wallace coming down. Has a couple with him. Gibson on his offside. Backhand whip. Stopped by Kinney, but Gibson is the first one to the corner. He just swats it back. There's nobody there. Murphy, he's used to coming out. He'll get it. They say over and back. Wasn't sure if they were going to call that or not because it was hard to see down in the corner. It looked like it was Gibson that played, and it was. Murphy runs out, though, and by picking it up, puts into effect the over and back rather than letting Sweden pick it up and have a breakaway. Blomgren. Sage, not sure what he wants to do with it. He'll hand it off to Thunberg. There's Yelvanti going one-on-one with Dockery. The veteran Connor Dockery just turns him aside. Garreau Dunbar may have gotten a touch of that ball. Now he's going to scoop it up. He is knocked down. And he took quite a shot earlier in the game when he wound up laying on the turf. As he mentioned, he's wearing the field helmet that doesn't really protect the back of the head and neck quite as well as the box helmets. So really his own fault for not wearing a proper helmet, but never want to see a guy get hurt. He's fine, of course, in playing here in the second half. Farrell fighting hard for that Lucy. Zadek comes in. Sock tries to scoop it up, does so. Spins away from the check, gets it out to Farrell. He only had one place to shoot, and that wound up being right in the middle of the chest. But that's going to be a penalty to Ireland. Zadek will go for the check from behind. So with 6 minutes to play, Sweden trails by 3, but has a man advantage.
Here we go, man.
Blomgren up to Larson. He'll let it rip. Bouncer up high. Nice long bounce shot. Boy, that's tough on goalies, kids. If you're loading up for the shot, the bouncer is always good. Almost always good. There are times it's not appropriate. Great shot, though, by Larson. Makes it 18-16. They pull back within 2. Ireland again with possession off the face-off. They're in no rush. The penalty is over, of course, after the goal. But Ireland taking their time to set things up. Gibson looking behind the net to Pokinghorn. Tries to get it to him, but that one's going to take a big bounce. Does wind up with Sock. He's got a second to get a shot off. Did that touch the shoulder? It did not. Gibson still got the ball, though, off the boards. Managed to get a shot off, but Kinney was able to save that one. Lind carrying and carrying and finally takes the shot from well off on his offside. Misses the net, and Ireland will step across center. Will Mahan, but Ireland is taking a timeout. Their second half timeout. 4:49 to go. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Ebox from Radotín. I say Prague, I say Radotín. Radotín, for those of you not familiar, is part of Prague. We're in both, therefore, and we'll be back in just a minute. Play back underway. Sean Murphy still walking towards his net where his gloves are on the ground in his crease. And his stick also on the turf. Sweden, after the timeout had been blown to be completed. There's a shot near side. Kinney makes the save. Good job. And then lobs the pass ahead to Bergstrom. But Sweden didn't have anybody on the floor. They had to get their defenders to come out. Here's a chance for Lind. He's going to pass on the crease to Blomgren. Quick shot. Looked like he was trying to go for the deceptive little shot rather than power, and Murphy was able to meet it. Garrod Dunbar. Captain passes across to Gibson. Gibson taking his time surveying. 7 on the shot clock. He tries to get one through. Poking horn. Rippled the mesh, but it was the backside of the mesh. And the shot clock expires. We're going to take a look at the replay here, and you can see Poking horn will be pushed down low. Now, as he fell, the Irish are saying it hit the goalie. Yeah, and Ireland is ruled correct. After a gathering of the minds, they will get a fresh 30 seconds, and Michael Clark will start with the ball down in the corner. Big for Ireland to be able to kill some more of the final 3.5 minutes here, protecting their 2-goal lead. That pass a little spicy for Gibson. The pass out, Stephen Hopkins runs onto it, spins, gets it ahead to Lind. He's got a man coming off the bench, Lesage, nice passing. Oh, the save by Murphy though. Lesage can't pick that ball up, he went through the crease, so Zadek does. He's gonna run the floor. He's got Gibson well ahead, lobs it up to him all alone. Fake score. Boy, we've seen Gibson breaking down a couple times, once on Zeidlitz in the first half, and now on Kinney. Great fakes and tucks it over top of him. 19-16, huge goal for Ireland to extend the lead to 3. Zadek makes the nice, simple pass. Another lesson for young lacrosse players. You don't have to rip that ball up there. The risk is lower if you just control your passing. And it works out perfectly in a goal for Gibson. Sweden gets the ball off the faceoff, one of the few times Will Mahan has lost a draw. Yelvanti tries to hit Lesage back door, but is stolen in midair by Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn looking up the floor. Nothing's there, so he'll just make the short pass to Wallace, who gives it to Sock. He's going to wait for the rest of the offense to get out. Not a hurry for Ireland to do things at this point. 10 on the shot clock. Zadek goes between the legs, passes behind the net. A little jump dunk attempt by Gibson, but that didn't connect. Sweden will get possession, but they'll throw it away immediately. Chris Sock gets it. Less than 2.5 to go, so every possession precious for Sweden. They can't afford to be giving that ball up. And they also probably can't afford to just sit back and let Ireland stand around the outside for 30 seconds. Wallace goes underneath, drives to the net, loses possession. And it's Sweden ball. Thunberg is one-on-one. Lesage coming off the bench. Dunbar picks him up well, so Thunberg tries it. He's got to dial that stick in, maybe get work on the shooters, because that one has happened to him a few times where it's drifted up over the net. Larson's shot was on target, but stopped by Murphy. Here comes Lind. He thought about taking the shot, switches hands, spinning around. Nice pass to Carlson, to Larson, and the captain, Frederick Larson, bangs that one home. Beautiful play, and Sweden back within 2 with 1:28 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lovely finish there by Larson. Mahan with the clamp, but Blomgren is able to rake it out, throws it over to Thunberg on his offside. Yelvanti comes out. Sweden's going to slow it down. They've got time. Just 2 goals that they trail by. 1:15 to go, but they can't pass the ball away. Just toss it away like they did there. Dunbar with the shot at the empty net. That's going to miss and come out to Kinney, who is trotting back to his cage. Pressure from Zadek almost strips it from Thunberg. Thunberg just managed to get the elaborate kind of over-the-top swim move. Succeeding. Dockery comes up with the ball away from Lesage. That's a swim move. And he's going to go for a run.
Right here, stop!
Polkinghorn made it clear he was available for help. Zadek trying to work the loose ball trick, but don't think Sweden was fooled. Polkinghorn has it. They've got 7 left on the shot clock. With a 2-goal lead and 22 seconds left. Time is their friend. That shot from Sock bounces off Kinney. We're going to have penalties from in front of the net. It's Brendan Farrell. Was getting into it a bit with Frederick Larson. So Brendan Farrell takes a 2 and a 5, which means Sweden will actually be on the power play for these final 16 seconds. So Ireland should only have 4 on the floor. I did it again. I never do that, folks. I do not like when people call the floor the field, and I don't do it. For some reason, it's gotten in my head this weekend. Sweden will have the ball because Ireland took the extra penalty. There should be a 5 up there as well. And Kinney's going to go to the bench so they can have a 6-on-4. Oh, no, they're going with a 5-on-4. Okay, so they're going to go 5-on-4. Oh no, Sweden is sending out another one. Connery Dockery hears the yells for one more, and he's coming out, but it should be the other way around. It's Sweden. Stephen Hopkins hops out. It should be 5-on-4 anyway, because the minors cancel out, and then the major should be the one up on the board, I believe. Maybe I'm mistaken. So now it's 6-on-5. And Blackwell and Hopkins already mixing it up in front. Lind across to Blomgren. Shot goes wide. That's going to eat up a lot of time and maybe the rest of the time. Chris Sock will run in, roll the ball off the post, and get a hearty round of cheers from his teammates who can't believe he missed the entire open net, but it won't matter as time will run out. Marking a 19-17 win for Ireland over a competitive Swedish side. Wow, what a thriller. Ireland, as I said, only plays thrilling games. They win 19-17 over Sweden. Great contest for the Swedes. I'm Stephen Stamp. Thank you for being with us here at Ebox 2018. That'll wrap it up for my commentary for this tournament, but there are 2 more games coming today. Switzerland versus Scotland game, and then the Czech U21 team against the Netherlands tonight. And then Wednesday, make sure you're here as we start the Alice Rabeski Memorial from the box in Radotín. I'm Stephen Stamp. Thanks for being with me. We'll see you soon.